I've got this BR 600 Stihl backpack blower, and we've got this line of oil going all the way across the bottom here. And so we're going to try to figure out what the cause is of that. It goes all over. It goes all over on the inside too. So I'm going to remove the covers and we'll see what we got. Try to keep some light on it. I don't think we'll find very much wrong with this, but we'll find out. You never know. I think I'm going to have to remove this too. Okay, we're going to have to get a little bit more leverage. You just set back in there pretty good, pretty far. Looks like this should just come out this way off these things at the bottom. Don't need a hat on here. Out in the hot sun, I need it. The hidden screws. Alright, I'm going to have to get a pair of vice grips. There's one on each side. It's way to the back. There's a screw on each side, way to the back. And somehow I got to get a grip on this. Might not be able to do it with vice grips. Well, that's a good one. You gotta go in almost right next to the little bumper in here. Must not have that way all the way out. It's out. Also have these little bumps right here that these sit on, the rubber grommets. You can see on the inside this is oil. That's oil. So that's what we're trying to find out where it's coming from. Got all my screws put away. There's one there. So there's 2 screws on the top, 2 screws on the bottom, and then the recoil. Put it over here. You get a magnet. They're same size. That one, that's the narrow line. I'll have to find that. All right, let's look around. All right, the cable coming from the for the throttle, it's all oily. That's right here. You can see the oil over here, and then this oil goes around here, comes all the way across here, and it looks like it's coming out of here. There's oil all over here, so it's kind of coming out of where I thought it might be, coming out of the carburetor area. But it's not there. Uh, it looks like it's mostly over here in this area right here. This looks like that's where it's migrating from. There's oil up here though, up near the air box. Carburetor's way up here at the top. I don't see any oil up here near the carburetor. The bad part is the fan is going to suck this stuff up and move it everywhere. I think I'm going to look at this area down here where we take the fuel out. There's a vent there though. There's a vent right there. Let's see if we can't get the gas tank off and look at that area, because there's a vent right there, and it may be coming out of that. And it looks like that may be it's right there. Okay, let's take a look at it, see what that looks like. I'm going to take a pause here because I'm going to have to figure out how to get that tank off so I can get it out here and take a look at it. And I'm going to get this stuff out of the way so we don't lose it. I'm going to tip this thing over on the side. Maybe I'll just do that. We cut it out if we need to. Put some tools away. And I'm going to tip it up on its side, I think. Nice and screw. So this base will come off, but I don't see, unless this is holding the tank right here. Let's try that first. Yeah. That tells me that would be a very expensive tank to replace. It's got these screws into it. There she goes. I'm gonna slip it back over. So, let me see if you can see that. Yeah. So right here is a vent, right there. And you can see I've got oil all over. So here's the inlet, or where it goes into the tank. And then we've got all this. So it's either come from here or from here. Let's check this. Is this a rubber gasket? That should be a check valve. We take the fuel lines off. These are pretty good shape, so Small one on the top. All right, there we have the tank. Some tools out of the way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tip it up. And there's no fuel coming out the vent there. Oh! Gotta watch that. Yeah, that would definitely be the source. I don't see any oil puddling in this hole here, but there's a lot of this wetter. It seems to be wetter in this area. So let me see how we get that vent out of there, and so we can take a good look at it. It looks like it should lift out. Don't see any way to unscrew it. Let me get a smaller screwdriver under there. There she went. You can see that. Not much to it. I'm going to clean it up and then we'll see if the check valve in there is working. Get a ragger from over here. Might be just a matter of cleaning it up. I knew it couldn't be very much because there's not a lot of oil. I mean, it's everywhere. It's got sucked up. It's blowing up and around the front. But it's not like a line is leaking in. It's real caked up. Yeah, it's a little bit of leakage. So what I did is I took this, cleaned it up, and then blowing in this way and then sucking in, which is probably not a good thing to do, but it should seal off going in. I don't know if I can get this out of here or not without wrecking it. Could be just a little dirt in there. Get my pick. So there's this little, let's see if you're looking at what I'm looking at here. I'm going to turn you this way. So what I've got is this is what I took out first. It's just a fiber washer maybe. And then this is a foam piece. That's the probably like a baffle. I don't know if you're going to be able to take it any farther apart. I'm going to see if it splits. There's a split there, but it may be glued together. We're going to try to take it apart. You may just have to replace the whole thing. There we go. So let me get this. This is like a little diaphragm in there. Thin piece of very thin piece of plastic. About the same thing over here. Well, air goes easily in. There's two little holes in here, and this diaphragm it goes up against it. Let's see if I can get that one out, because it appears to be the one that makes the valve action. Maybe easier said than done. Yeah, we don't want to push. I don't see any dirt in it. Get a little bit of carburetor cleaner spray in there. Or maybe WD-40 would be better. I don't have one with a nozzle, I don't think. That came through. Well, because this doesn't look like a serviceable part, what I might do is just see if I can replace this. I don't see anything wrong with it, but if it's not working, it's not working. It looks like it's been leaking quite a bit. It seems to be sealed off right now. Yeah, it's sealed off. Maybe blowing that stuff through there might have cleaned it. So you can see I just snapped it all back together. I'll clean this up. I'll see about what a new one costs. If it doesn't very much, if it's not very much, I probably ought to replace it. And then I'll clean this up. But you can see the oil. Let me point over here. Oh, come on. So here, if you can see this line, this is all oily, and that is right by all this. And then all of up underneath here, this is all oily, and it's migrated down underneath the blower itself and up into the fan. It's not too bad up in here, but all down in here, this is all oily dirt now. That'll have to be cleaned up. And then up under the carburetor. And I think this is up here because this is being sucked up here to cool the engine. It's pushing air through here. And I think that's pulling the oil from down here up into here. So we'll clean all that up. I'm going to check a price of replacing this piece. And if it's replaceable easily, we'll get that. We'll clean it up and put it back together. So let me give you a pause here. I'm going to go shopping, see what I can find. All right, I have the parts ordered. I wanted to point out two things before I clean this thing up. If the carburetor was leaking, right in here, any of these fittings coming on the back, this would be all oil running down here. And if the crankcase was leaking down in back up in here, we would have oil all around this area because this is spinning, and it would sling it up in here, but there's no oil there. So you can see there's no oil anywhere except down there, which points us back to this vent, which this would be turned around the other way. Kind of goes in there like that, and you can see the oil saturation is there and around here. So I've got that part ordered. I'm going to clean this up. That part won't get here before I get this video out, so I'm going to clean it up and have it ready to go back together. All I got to do is pop this part back in and put it back together, and it'll be done. But just to let you know, if you're looking for leaks like this, the lines to the carburetor, or these lines here, where they come in here, the leakage can be around this crankcase with these bolts loosening up or the seal going bad. And that's pretty much it until you get to the vent. And the vent is supposed to close off when it allows air to come in, because the fuel is being pumped out of the fuel tank. Air's got to come back in. So that's what that's for. And what happens is that gets kind of in a stuck open position. The tank sometimes will pressurize from heat, and the combination of them will force the oil out. And then of course once you got oil, all of the dirt and stuff is going to accumulate around the bottom of the engine, and that's exactly what's happening here. So we'll clean it up, put it back together, put the new vent in it, and it'll be done. So like I said, this is going to be a short video. I can't get the part fast enough. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you watching, and let others know. Thank you.